those of you joining us on the call. As ever, got about 20 minutes with Renee, looking ahead to our fixture against United on Sunday. We're going to start with Jamie from Sky, who's joining us virtually, and then we'll come through to the room and back to Zoom if we've got time at the end. Jamie, after you.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, Renee. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. Good. Thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Before I get into Sunday's game and obviously your future, so you can imagine a lot of the questions today will be about that. Can I just first of all ask you a question about Leah Williamson scoring for England whilst on international duty? Just how pleased you are for her after everything that she's had to go through?
Very happy for her. I spoke to her this morning. A lot of emotion came out as well after that goal, and it was mainly because it's her first goal after the ACL injury back for England. So very happy for her. But if you look at the whole squad and what they've done over the international block, we've had a lot of players assisting, scoring, having good performances. So overall, a very good international window for the Arsenal players.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving on then to, as I said, your own position. Can you give us today any more clarity on how long you'll be in the top job for?
I'll be in the interim role for this block. That's what I know. Yeah, so this block, these 5 games, I'll be staying in the interim role.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the more, are you enjoying it even more and thinking, yeah, I can sort of see myself doing this longer term?
I definitely see myself doing it at the moment because I enjoy working with the girls for the club, trying to get successes. I've done it before. I really enjoy the role, but obviously if you do it over a longer time, it becomes different. But the injection or the work I can do for the team now, I'm really enjoying my role at the moment, yes.
What are the sort of the day-to-day differences between being Jonas's assistant and having the top job? And is it a lot more work? Is it a lot more pressure? Is it a lot more stressful?
Compliments to the tech staff, because I think over time, also when Jonas was still in here, we built a really good staff. So we work really, really well together. We have a psychologically safe environment where we're very transparent and work hard, help each other. Definitely different, the role, from executing more and doing things more into detail with players to having to have a more holistic view on things and more thinking. Yeah, so that's different.
I mean, and do you look around the rest of the WSL, for example, and look at the other managers and think, oh, there's nothing they have that I don't have? Do you think that you've got all the attributes to do the job long term?
No, and honestly, I haven't been thinking about it. I think there's great managers in the WSL, and I think everyone is doing it their way. Everyone has authenticity in the way you work, and it's fun to be a part of this league, I think, in many ways. Everything that's happening around it, great managers, great players. So, no, I don't think that way, but I'm happy to be a part of this league in my role, yeah.
Just one final question for me then about Sunday's game. And with the greatest respect to Valpenga and West Ham, Manchester United away is another step up, isn't it?
Every game is a challenge. Vålerenga gave us challenges with the way they went player for player in a high press and how we had to beat that. And they come with a Norwegian style of play with a lot of physicality. Then West Ham, we know the last 2 seasons we didn't win. So it was still a big challenge for us to play against West Ham. And then Manchester United will be a different challenge. I think obviously they've had very good results. They've been playing well. They've recruited a couple of good players. So they're a strong opponent. But if we look at ourselves, we're very, very strong as well.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jamie. We'll come into the room now. Megan, do you want to kick us off?
Hi, Renee. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, yeah. Well, thank you. I just wanted to kick things off by talking a little bit about the benefits of the international break in terms of when that came. How much of a benefit do you think that was to just give players a little bit of time to step back and have a breather from what had been a pretty hectic time at Arsenal? Yeah,
it's been a very big block. I think it was 13 weeks, so pre-season and block 1, so it was a very long time together. And I think everyone, myself included, it's always nice to change pace, change environment, get new insights, meet new people. So I think it's often in any branch or place you work at, it's good to get change. I think that's always inspiring, and you learn new things. So I think it was good for everyone. Obviously, our block was long, eventful, but if you look at how the players picked it up right before the international window and what they did during the international window, that's been very positive, and we want to keep on going with that momentum now.
Yeah, of course, and like you mentioned, I'm sure you were grateful for a bit of breathing time as well, and a bit of an opportunity to sort of have a bit of a think of a strategy for the next 5 games and not just a day or two when you were thrown into the mix, right?
Yeah, definitely. And this upcoming block is short, relatively short. It's 21 days, 5 games. So it's, but still, I think what we did so well before the international break was being in the moment. What can we impact here and now? Can everyone take ownership? I think we need to keep on going with that mindset. It's just over a little bit longer time, so now we're 21 days.
Yeah, of course. And just lastly from me, Marc Skinner spoke earlier today, just very high praise of Arsenal, but also said that sort of he wants to take advantage of a wounded Arsenal this weekend. I just wanted to get your response to those thoughts.
They're smelling blood.
Yeah, seems that way.
Yeah, no, I can imagine how you can look at it from the outside, but we know what's happening on the inside, and we've seen a lot of positive things. Just what I was telling you about before, like the 2 games before the international window, the individual performances during the international block, very strong. Today's training, one of our best trainings, I think. So, no, we are very positive about what's ahead of us. But we know a lot of hard work, a lot of ownership is going to be needed. But what we know we can do, I think we all feel very positive looking ahead of this block. Yeah.
Well,
Thank
best
you.
of luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tom, Gary, didn't you got any?
Hi Renee, nice to speak to you. Just coming back from an international break physically, like how is the whole squad? Can you give us a bit of a sort of fitness update, and maybe just, because I know sometimes with the international break, it's usually quite a difficult period seeing how everyone is. How's everybody doing?
We have a great team, great medical team, and they work really well together with the national team, medical teams. Most of us are doing well, so everyone came back fit and fresh from international games, which is nice. The only one, like you probably know about, is Lotte, that was pulled from the second game with England. She was back training, but got some symptoms, so she's still a question mark for Sunday. She's back at the club.
Okay, I hope she gets better soon. And you were asked about Leah right at the start of the press conference. And when she scored, the celebration almost seemed like quite a lot of emotion came out. I was wondering, how is she doing? Like, can you tell us about how has she been lately, and do you think she's sort of ready for Sunday?
I think it's easiest if Leah tells herself about how she's doing. Obviously, I had a good conversation with her this morning. I think when it's windy or stormy, like maybe it has been with us the last couple of days with Jonas leaving, it was a big event for us. Then the players that are the high trees, that's what we say in the Netherlands, so the high trees catch all the wind, then probably Leah is one of them. And no, but she's fine, she's good. So I had a really good conversation with her this morning. She trained really well today. So.
Just speaking with Frida a moment ago, she was saying that the mood in the camp's really positive this morning. Everyone feels quite fresh. Like, I was curious what sort of things you've been saying or doing in your time in interim charge to kind of just help the players in after what has clearly been a difficult time mentally. Like, how have you tried to help them sort of resettle?
Being in the moment, everyone needs to take ownership of what we're doing here together, and what we're doing here together, so the togetherness of everyone, so all staff and players, we can all impact our successes. So those are the main 3 things that we've been talking about, and we try to bring energy, bring togetherness as much as we can, if it's on pitch, off the pitch, in the meetings, in the lunchroom, celebrate small successes and try to build momentum off of that.
Please ask one more question. Manchester United, just so far this season they've not lost. I'm just wondering whether you feel that they're stronger than they were last season. Are they more of a threat than last year when they're a bit further down the table?
I think they're always a very good side. This is going to be my second time playing against United away, but obviously followed the league for many years. I think it's a strong team, but I can definitely say the additions they made to their team, they're very good individual players. So they've started the season really well, haven't played against top 4 teams yet, but what they've done so far is good. I guess they're happy about it. But yeah, we're mostly focusing on ourselves because we know how good we are, the quality of our players. So I think if we are playing on our top level, we can beat any team.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Aisha from Maters.
Hi Renee, hi.
Hey.
Firstly, happy Diwali to you and all the team. And I'm interested to hear, we spoke about the international break and it being your first real reflection time. I'm interested to hear how you spent that time and maybe your key takeaways.
We had a couple of players training at the club, so obviously spending much time with them and making sure that the sessions for the players at home were relevant and realistic with those small numbers. We had the weekend off, which was nice, and then last week we've been working really hard planning for the upcoming block. Obviously with a couple of staff members down, we all need to step up, and we've been talking about our roles and how we're going to organize things and what we want to get out of the block, what we want to develop in our football, how we want to work. So we've spent a lot of time together with the staff. I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, organizing things for the next block.
And the international break, it sometimes gets a bit of criticism, but it feels like maybe it came at a good time for you guys. It gave some of the players a different environment to go and thrive. What's your view on that? And also maybe some standout performances from the international break too?
I think they've been doing really well. Going back to when I was a player, I always loved going to the national team because you love representing your country and you, at the same time, you represent your club as well. Change of environment, new insights, new faces, new people. Like I said before, I think it can give positive injections. So no, I think it was a very positive international window for our players.
And finally, from me, you said you're going to be here for this block. What would success, what would momentum look like for you at the end of that block?
We are competing in 2 competitions this block, so we'll be WSL and Champions League. Well, if you're very straight to it, we're gonna go for 5 wins. That's what we're gonna try and achieve this block. So it's as easy as that on paper.
And you feel confident that the team can do that?
Of course, yeah. And I know it's small margins, it's top opposition, so it's going to be very hard challenges, but of course we believe that we can achieve that. Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks. Helen at the front there.
Hi Renee. I wonder if it's possible in your position now, with all the pressure and everything around you and all the demands, if you're able to step back and actually enjoy, what you're in the middle of, which is a fantastic opportunity.
I'm actually enjoying it when I'm in the middle of it as well, so I don't necessarily feel like I need to step back and see what's going on. I like when I'm in it, so it's actually enjoyable for me at the moment as well. Obviously it comes with a lot of new things and questions and challenges, but I'm enjoying it in the moment as well. So, but obviously the international break was good to get a little bit of distance, perspective, what actually happened, what do we need to do moving forward. So that was a really healthy time for me and for the whole staff, I think.
And when you're looking at the next few matches, United, Brighton, Juve, Spurs, Juve again, are you able to do it so Arsenal play their game no matter what the opposition, or are you one of those managers who likes to, one of those coaches who likes to match up each one? Is it more about the way you play or the way you reflect the way the other team plays?
It's a lot about how we play, but we will look at opportunities against a specific opposition and see where we can hurt them the most. And I think the strong thing about this team is that we're good at a lot of things. We're good at pressing, we're good at building, we're good at counter-attacking. We have a lot of elements to our game with the specific qualities that we have. So we try to find the right thing to do in every game. But again, the strength of this team is that we're very versatile and can play the game in very different ways.
And my last question to you, and thank you very much, is would you just say there is a Renee Slegers style that you're trying to make the team play to?
I don't think it's about that at the moment. I think we have a really good foundation from the years before. Obviously there's some small tweaks that we want to do. There's some focus areas that we've discussed with the players this morning. But in general we want to keep on building on the foundation that is here. And actually the players have been involved in building that foundation. So who do we want to be as Arsenal women? We've had a workshop for about a year ago on a training camp, and that's still what we refer to. So it's built off of what the type of football that the players want to play as well.
So that's a blueprint, you've got a blueprint kind of?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Helen.
Thank you.
James.
Hi, Renee.
Hi.
Man United are obviously a team you challenging with the top of the table for the last few seasons, and it looks like that'll continue this year. Is it too early in the campaign for you to be thinking about that going into this game, or are you using it as extra motivation that you'll be challenging with them come end of the season?
We don't look at it that way so much, so we're just looking at what kind of opposition are we going to play against, what do they look like, what do we have to look up for, and what are the opportunities for us against this opponent. So that hasn't been on our mind too much. We just try to find the right way to attack this game on Sunday.
And you spoke before after the games against West Ham and Valencia about how you wanted to keep the continuity during that week because of how hectic it was. Can we expect to see more changes from yourself now you've had a bit more time and a bit more settled in the job?
It's still finding the right balance, and in all these games, getting the right players on the pitch that are fresh. And there's 5 games in 21 days, so it's still a puzzle. So I can't say we're going in one or the other direction at the moment, but we're trying to get as good players and good dynamics and partnerships on the pitch as possible.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. Robert at the back there.
And on that, to be honest, before I forget,
Go
sorry
ahead.
that the squad is so good. We have such a good squad, and if you see, like for example, against West Ham, the players coming on, what they mean for us, how they change the game and how they impact the game. So yes, the players that start the game, but also the players that finish the game. It's so important for us. So just a little note. Yeah.
Awesome. Robert at the back there.
Hi Renee, it'll be the third time Alessia's faced her former club. Has she talked to you this week about the players she's facing and going back there again?
She just came in this morning, and we've been very busy this morning, so I haven't had time to speak to Alessia yet individually. But always interesting to ask the players. Obviously, that's players that she knows well. To ask her how to attack against this player, or what are the strengths and weaknesses. It's always good to get some information. We've done that with other teams that we've played against, for example, Hecken. We've been sitting with Rosa Gafaji, so it's always good, I think, to get the player's perspective, and they sometimes know more than us. So, yeah, we will talk to her.
When you look at the history of football, do you find there's often an extra motivation when players go back to face a former club in terms of scoring and overall performance?
I hope players are always motivated to play for Arsenal, and I think they are. But I think every personality reacts different to it. Some get extra motivation out of it and fuel, and others find it hard. But no, Alessia will be ready to perform on Sunday. That's all I know.
Great. Brilliant. We'll leave it there, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so